Hello, my dear students. Yesterday I was discussing about the use of is-am-are, was-were, and has-have had. Today I'm touching the same part: subject plus helping verb plus main verb plus object. These are the words required in order to make a complete sentence. Often our students are confused where to use is-am-are that I have cleared in my yesterday video. Today I am here with the auxiliary verbs. How auxiliary verbs are required and how they are used while composing sentences, especially when we are dealing with the tense part. So we can say each and every sentence consists of subject, helping verb, main verb, and object. How many helping verbs are there? How helping verbs are required while making a sentence? So, here one thing you have to keep in mind, that whenever you are discussing about these helping verbs, they can be divided into two categories. One are the helping verbs which are required, which shows present, past, and future tense. But in our day to day life, we do not always talk about present, past, and future. Sometimes we start the sentences in between. Sometimes we have to show our etiquettes. Sometimes we have to show obligation. Sometimes we have to show possibility. Sometimes we have to show permission. There are so many varieties of the sentences where we require these helping verbs. But little bit difference is there. When we are talking about the tenses, present, past, future, present indefinite, past indefinite, future indefinite, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, then all the three perfect, then all the three perfect continuous tenses. So we are using here helping verb is-am-are also, do does also, did also, verb second form also in past indefinite tense, is-am-are, verb plus ing, was were, verb plus ing, has have, verb plus ing. Then again, has been, have been, had been, will have been, shall have been. These all are called helping verbs, but they are called auxiliary verbs. So we can say these auxiliaries can be divided into two parts. When is the auxiliary helping in making the tenses, and when auxiliaries are helpful in making courteous sentences? You can say sentences of etiquettes, sentences of command, sentences of request, sentences of wish, sentences of prayer, sentences of obligation, possibilities. So many things are there which are required while making auxiliaries. While we are talking about the auxiliaries, these are called modal auxiliaries. While is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, they are very much helpful to us while making tenses. So these can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, ought to, have to, had to. These are the helping verbs which we are required when we are talking about the courteous sentences. So these things should be clear in mind. So we will go step by step. Today I want to discuss about the auxiliaries that are called modal auxiliaries. Sometimes we use can. Here four are pair modals: can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would. Where can, will, may, shall show the present form, could, would, should, these are the past form of the modals. Here we are talking so many part of the sentences. Here we are talking about the permission. May I come in, sir? Yes, you may come. Here permission can be called of two types. One is the permission when we give and seek permission. When we ask for anything, may I come in, sir? And when sir replies us, yes, you can. Here can is also applied at which time? When we give single permission, you can go. So we can say the same auxiliary can be used in different capacities, in different etiquettes also. Can is the capacity also. I can solve this sum. When you want to show your mental ability. I can lift this box. When you can say, when you want to show your physical ability. And then again can be used while commanding. There is a single command, you can go. These are the words which we have to learn by heart if we really want to speak English in a very perfect way, in a very correct way also. These things are in requirement. Sometimes we have to show possibility. It may rain today. शायद आज बारिश हो जाए. So we are talking about possibilities here. Sometimes we have to say obligation. We ought to serve our country. We ought to serve our country. These are the moral obligations. We have to respect our elders. It is our moral duty also. These are these are the words which show different part. Sometimes they oblige. We have to oblige others. We are using this and that. Sometimes we are asking other, would you please accompany me? Would you please bring me a glass of water? So these are the things which are in requirement when we are requesting to anybody or when we are commanding to anybody. So we have to keep in our mind whenever we are talking about the auxiliaries, we are talking about the auxiliary which are helpful in the formation of tenses and in other ways when in common etiquettes, when in phrasal form also we are using modal auxiliaries. When we have to show our capacities, we have to show our permission, we have to show necessity, we have to show possibility. These are the things that are required very urgently making a courteous sentence. So we have to keep in our mind, we have not to be jumbled out all these auxiliaries. It can be divided into two parts and that is clear. One is in tenses and second is modal auxiliaries. So these things are also in requirement of speaking English. These things you have to keep in your mind. And second thing, you must be clear about the personal pronouns. Either they are first person pronoun, either they are second person or third person pronoun. Because all these persons are in requirement of different type of auxiliary verbs. Here One thing we have to again remember, if we are dealing with tense part, we are dealing with pronouns. Variation of helping verbs is there only in pronouns. Either it is first or second or third person. But when we are using modal auxiliaries, we are free from all these pronouns. Same pronouns, same pronouns and same helping verbs, they help in the same way also. There is no difference in between the auxiliary verbs, in between personal pronouns, and same is the case with personal pronouns with modal auxiliaries. So these things we have to be very much clear. In our next one video, we will discuss about these tenses, how they run, how these helping verbs run in present indefinite, past indefinite, in all the three indefinites, in all the three continuous, in all the three perfect, and in all the three perfect continuous tense. I hope my students must have understood it, and I also expect my students to like and subscribe this video so that it could be continued forever.